Yes.
Hello, hello. So, more Kathy Rain. I'm excited and I'm itching to just dive right into it. Now, I tried to fix the screen thing before I started the stream. I think I did it right this time, but we'll see. So, let's see. I had to like supersize it. How are you, Knight? And hi, Argum. But it should look about right once it's launched. Yay! So, one thing I don't quite understand is like, why is the resolution an issue? I mean, this game was made, it's made to look retro, but it was made in 2019, I want to say. So, like, isn't that part of what they do when they're making the game is they set it up so that when it launches, the resolution, because if I change the resolution of my monitor to be something less, it makes the game stretched out and weird. So it makes me think that it's designed to look retro on a 1920 by 1080 monitor, but then it doesn't work when I'm just streaming my to OBS. It makes it all tiny and it changes the resolution of it. What is that? What is that? Ate lunch and got sleepy? That will happen. That will happen. Load game. Day 3 start. Load. So day 3 just started. Botany book excerpt. Phew. Oh, excuse me. What happens if I
Eileen
think
gave
about
me
it?
this. Might contain useful information if I come across a specimen.
Might be a buried setting in OBS? I hadn't considered that. Let's read
It's
this.
a photocopy of a book page with information about the red scythe flower. Here's an interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of the plant has also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts. Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason, but the flower never caught on as a modern recreational drug due to the difficulty of growing it.
Interesting. When she says it smells like pepper, does that mean like table pepper that you season your food with, or like a jalapeno pepper or a bell pepper? Like, I have so many questions. Hey, what's going on, Jay? Welcome in, welcome in. We're doing some sleuthin' today. Saturdays are my sleuthin' days. Let me move the microphone closer to my face so you can hear me better. Is that better? Okay. So what have you been up to, Jay? You still playing, you've been playing more Guild Wars 2? Because I remember you saying that you had recently gotten back into it, right? You were kind of like after a long break. Ooh, turkey sandwich. Oh, but it was wet. Yeah, there's like some lunch meats have like this weird seepage of wetness. I don't know. Okay, right on. Yeah, I play more Guild Wars 2 tomorrow. Like, Saturdays are my sleuthin' days. What? Oh, that's right. We were supposed to go somewhere.
All right, I'm off. Peace outie.
Okie dokie. Good luck and see you later.
I wonder if I was supposed to talk to her before I left. Oh well. Meat juice. Yeah, for real, meat juice. Alright, so now we can finally go to church. We can also go to the clinic. We have 3 new places. This is actually pretty huge. Let's go talk to Charles first. Nice, nice. Hey, it's that bum that was like in the police station the other day.
Yep, it's full of trash. Figure that.
Bit the bullet and got all the DLC for Vampire Survivors. Dude! Yes. Have you played any of it yet? What do you think? Sift through trash.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
I'm good, thanks.
It's that homeless guy who helped me distract Lenny.
Can we talk to him?
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
All right, I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
Why is it like, what do people call you as opposed to what's your name? Because people can call you all kinds of things, but you don't necessarily like it. I don't know. I'm all into semantics. I just bought them. I'm gonna play it right now. Right on. What's his
So,
story?
What's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
Don't call
For
him a
your
bum to his
information,
face.
this is all just a
Jeez.
dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies.
Name
Silence
a
of the
few.
Lambert,
Thank you.
Jacob's Bladder,
Jacob's Bladder.
Usual Surprises, Natural Born Killers,
Not ringing any bells.
Kids these
For
days,
Cool
no
Cat,
appreciation
right.
for quality
Hi,
cinema.
Daddy Derek.
Touch my heart.
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Tell me about The Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
Wait a minute. That sounds odd. Okay. He suddenly goes mute and stops talking. That's what happened to our grandpa that died in this game. He stopped talking. I think Charles also stopped talking. Like, there was some incident that happened to him as well where he changed. So, Silence of Lambert, that actually sounds like we're gonna end up talking to somebody who wrote that script, like based on a true story, huh? Can you tell me like who submitted the script or wrote it, or like, and we're gonna be interviewing somebody involved in the production.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder, how can you not
Bladder,
ask?
The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder. During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his
His
sweetheart,
bladder's just
he gets
fine.
committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
Oh my god! I didn't know this. Clearly, you're still alive.
Give me the rundown on The Usual Surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is.
Gotta love those.
The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure.
That's horrible.
I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Okay, yeah. I was like, what?
Natural bald killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zeffin, turns bald in high school.
That's rough.
One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
Sounds kind of like a slasher. Why always
Why do
deaths
you
at
always
the end?
die
Yeah.
at the end of your movies?
Typecasting.
Typecasting, I love it. He's totally a Nicolas Cage. Oh, he's okay. When I'm playing these games that are point and click, it's a lot easier to, sit back for a second and give him attention. I just know that my black shirt is gonna get covered in hair. Although, fun fact, this is actually a graphic shirt, but the green screen was still acting funny with it, so I just turned it inside out.
Oh, never mind.
I'm so clever.
Not the cultured type. I understand.
I say graphic, I don't mean it depicts something graphic, it's a graphic tee. I think that you can tell it's inside out. Oh, that's embarrassing. Although I just admitted it, so whatever. It's so violent. What's so violent? Oh, the graphic t-shirt. Oh, sorry, my bad. All right.
I need
Consult
to
the
ask you a
notes.
few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask away.
Need to blur it out. Okay. Incident in 81,
Do
maybe?
you know what happened to Joseph Rain in 81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons.
Wait,
My
let's show
wife
him the
had just left
photograph.
me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
Show him the picture. We have a picture of these weird fairy-looking lights. Maybe that's what he saw, and he's like, must be aliens. I don't think it's so wild of a jump to make.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
Nearly
She could sure
started
deal out of me
brawling.
whooping that lady.
I mean, she was rude and she slammed the door in our face, but I wouldn't say we were close to fisticuffs of any kind.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam.
No,
Oh, I missed that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
no shot.
Why do I even bother?
Okay. I was like, no.
Do you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
So we've heard.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind
Okay.
of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac
Okay.
turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Okay, right on. Good for Isaac.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved
Unless
in
he
the
just
old
got really
church?
good at hiding all
Not
of it.
really. I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it. He's a friendly guy.
All right. I might do that.
Okay, I want to show him the picture of these
Do you know what
lights.
this is?
There we go.
Chinese fireworks, of course.
Oh.
I grew up in Shanghai. I know what I'm talking about. They used to call me Dong Pai, meaning round-eyed baldy. Those were some rough years. I miss the food, not to mention the women. Got 2 kids down there now, Mei Lin and little Ping.
Time to hit the off switch now, buddy.
Are you kidding me? That's insanely interesting. Grew up in I mean, assuming he's telling the truth. This guy is an enigma, right? Like, supposedly, according to what he said, he's acted in several movies. He knows the synopsis of every single movie, so it gives me reason to believe that he's telling the truth. Like, he knows the movies that he acted in, right? And he doesn't have to stop and think, like, oh, what was that one about? But he also just could have been a fanatic about those movies and imagined himself in those movies. He believes aliens exist. Although it's weird, I really expected that when I showed him the picture of the 3 lights, he would have been like, dude, those were the aliens. So
Okay,
that's disappointing.
That's enough serious questions
But-
for now.
Alrighty.
Then apparently he grew up in Shanghai. But the accent does not lead me to believe that he grew up in Shanghai. You know?
Okay, I'm off.
So it's
Bye.
like, what's true and what's bull? But he's an interesting guy. I actually like his character and I enjoy talking to him.
No thanks. Women's magazines make my brain melt.
That's
A
fair.
calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. This game was... The game takes place in 95, I think. So why do they still have the calendar from 4 years ago? That's weird.
A computer. They likely keep records of their patients on it.
Oh, you know we're about to violate some HIPAA.
I can't read it from here. Rows and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging. She looks bored out of her mind. Pretty understandable, to be honest. Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse!
Yeah?
They don't pay you much, huh?
They don't pay you much, huh?
No shit. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
What a bitch. I need to get rid of her somehow. Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on healthcare regulations. Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs. It's like they're intentionally trying to keep people out.
She's probably gonna stop me. Or not?
No point. I wouldn't even know what room to go to.
Just start knocking on doors, girl. Come on.
I can't read it from here.
Okay, then get closer and read it from there.
I can't read it from here.
What?
I can't read it from here.
Okay, maybe you need some glasses. What have we got? We could taser.
I prefer to smoke outdoors.
Okay.
Time for a smoke break, don't you think?
What?
You smoke?
No way. Those things will kill you.
Alright.
Was expecting plastic, but this looks like a real plant.
What could we do? we show her this picture?
I don't want to show her that.
Okay. Can we show her this?
I don't want to show her that.
Okay. I don't like how they make you close your little book bag before you can do anything else. That seems dumb. I guess we need Goober to help us out again.
Hey, Doofus.
Oh,
Goober.
hi.
So, how good an actor are you?
The best. The very best.
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies, and that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I know it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
Yeah,
thought it was
that's
contempt.
definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Maybe Usual Surprises, because he might fake a seizure, and that's a medical emergency. She's a nurse, right? That would get her running out.
How about The Usual Surprises?
Business as usual.
Oh, he's all grimy, gross.
I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing. Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
What?
That wasn't really an electrifying performance. I'll have to intervene somehow.
No, don't tell me we're gonna stun him with a stun gun to make it look. Come on, no. I don't want to assault Goober. That's horrible. Please, game. No, don't tell me we're about to do this.
Hey, Doofus.
I don't want to stun him.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how about another show?
Sure. Any suggestions?
Franklin. I just want some attention really quick. I understand. Come here. Come here. Yes. There he is. In all his fluff and glory. So much fluff. Pardon the green screen nastiness. He just wants to be able to see outside. Yeah. You like it when the window's open? See if I do a little bit of that. And a little bit of this. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so let's say
How
Usual
about
Surprises.
The Usual Surprises?
Business as usual.
Ugh, I really didn't want to
I
have to
can't believe
use.
you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing. Ah!
Nurse, he's seizing!
Oh shit!
Man, I feel like a total jackass. I'll have to make it up to the
At
poor
least
guy
she
later.
acknowledges like that was actually really horrible. Let's hope he doesn't actually have any medical conditions that stun gun would, you know, any like heart conditions or anything. Oh no. Oops.
Employee of the Month, Carlita Mendez. Ugh, what a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
So maybe
Employee
C.
of the-
Mendez?
A calendar from 19...
How about C. Mendez, 1991? Dang. Conwell Springs. Okay, can't fit that many. Conwell? Sticky note under the keyboard? Yeah, probably. Look
A
at the
computer. They likely keep records of their patients on it.
Okay, she's not going to look at the keyboard
A
specifically.
calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year. Employee of the Month, Carlita Mendez. Ugh, what a joke. It's that... Rows and columns of...
I don't know, you guys.
No thanks.
Maybe just like admin. Okay, how about password? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, I'll try it. Nope. What about like nurse 1991? No. What about Conwell 1991? No, that's too long. Springs 91 maybe? Yeah, it's a good thing this computer doesn't lock out with too many wrong attempts. What if it's actually C Springs and then the password is like C Mendez? Invalid username. Okay, so we have the right username. We got that going for us, which is nice. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my god, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Extract admin password. Otor. What? Otorgador? Is that Spanish for something? Otorgador. 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 That is the weirdest. Otorgador. That is the dumbest password ever. Alright, Charles. I just gotta look this up. Okay. Charles with a Z. I use the boot floppy. What is the name of the guy? It's Charles. We were just talking about him a second ago. Yeah, I used that boot floppy. You know, that one that allowed us to hack around the, to get the admin password at the school. So I inserted that boot floppy, and then I guess it uses some kind of keylogger somehow, but it's able to tell, like, what the login credentials are. Oh, Wade. Charles Wade. Jeez, that took way too long. Aww. Referral from Dr. A. Friedman, St. Francis Medical Center, Kansas City. Patient has undergone successful invasive heart surgery and was transferred to this facility at his own request. The initial prognosis looks good. The patient is likely to make a full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks. Full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks. Come on, there you go. But 8/24/95. So that's pretty recent, actually. 6B. Okay, well, whatever.
It's all right, Claude.
Understood, sir.
So, you managed to find me.
I did.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
She's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
You're assuming a lot,
You're
Mr.
assuming
Wade.
a lot, Mr. Wade.
Guilty as charged. It's a stance I find remarkably effective for a man with little time and a tendency to be correct.
You might want to rethink that attitude. I have a history of surprising people.
Is that so? Very well, I'll indulge you for now. Who are you then?
I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
I was.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Okay.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together. I
Damn,
can't
Grandma,
even
and you
begin
kept
to
him
count the
at arm's
times
length?
He saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So, when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
I'm just not gonna say anything. I don't
So our
care.
family started drifting apart. Eventually, my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
Why? Why does someone ending up in a wheelchair end your friendship? That's crappy. Well, you're in a wheelchair now. I just can't. Ugh. Okay, so Brian, my dad, or Kathy's dad, was a person that couldn't be around his family. Okay, but I still have some problems with that, in the sense that, like, and I'm always trying to suss this stuff out, because when you're playing a detective game, you don't know who's, like, glossing over certain things, or not giving you the full truth, or has ulterior motives, or whatever. And, like, in this instance, why would... Like, the children can age to a certain point, but I mean, like, Charles would still be able to hang out with, Joseph. He wouldn't, like, have to bring his family with him if he wanted to spend time with Joseph. Like, they could still go out and do other things together. It doesn't, like, well, your kids are nasty, so I can't talk to you ever again. That doesn't make any sense, you know? So that's weird to me. Or, like, when Grandpa needed all of these treatments, and Charles, whether or not Charles is paying for it, I just, based off of what he's describing Joseph's character to be, I don't know. I find it really sad that Charles was kept out of all of the treatments and stuff like that. I mean, this is all hearsay, and we weren't there, yada yada. But it's when you have an old friend that you grew up with, that you know, went to war with. I mean, that's a big deal. That's not nothing. So I'm honestly shocked that he was told, like, he couldn't come. Like, once their kids were pretty much out of the equation, like, grown up into adults, you know, and, like, having their own lives, that they wouldn't at some point reconvene. You know what I mean? Or, I don't know. It's just a little sus to me. But like I said, we weren't there, so who knows?
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time
Do
to
you
time.
have such...
Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs.
Oh, that's
Shortly
twisted.
after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Let's see. Evil Sea Baby. Hi, welcome to the stream. And I don't know that I have a specific story of like everybody's walking so close together that, you know, someone stops. Usually that sort of thing happens when you're walking with a group through like a haunted house kind of situation, I would think, or you're like in really tight quarters. I generally don't put myself in that situation where I'm like really bunched up with people where we're walking in a tight-knit group like that. So I don't, but it sounds like you might. And I'd love to hear it if you'd like to share it. Yeah, no. I can't think of anything like that. I'm like going through my catalog of all my like middle school and high school memories. The one cool story that I can share from when I was back in college, this doesn't involve people bumping into each other, but it's a fun story anyway, so I'll share it. It was the middle of the day, and I'm going to college, and I live in this cooperative dorm, and the way that the building is constructed, there's like 2.5 floors of a parking garage, and then there's 5 floors built on top of that that are all dorms, basically. It wasn't like owned by the school, it was a thing, but it was actually like kind of owned and operated by the students. Like they would have committees and vote. It was a really cool thing. But anyway, so they have an open courtyard in the middle. The construction of this building had like openings in the side that would let like fresh air blow through, and there was like an open courtyard in the center, and then all of the rooms were around in a square. And you had like stairwells, like outside stairwells and balconies that would connect some of the floors to go up and down. There was an elevator system. But because the building was up high in the air, and from how the breezeways were put, you could get incredible wind tunnels and really strong winds build up in the middle. So one day, I was just about to go to class when I heard some commotion outside, and this wind had gotten so strong that it had whipped up the trash bins, you know, like the big size trash bins that we were putting our trash in and everything. And it just made a huge mess in the courtyard. But we had a couple of residents that were skateboarders, or they had like penny boards and stuff because they used it to get around campus. And so people were taking like bed sheets and the skateboards, and then they would have like they would sit on the skateboard, and then there were like a couple of people helping the person on the skateboard to get set up for it, but they would wait for that gust of wind, and then they would like kind of hold up the sheet, and the wind was so strong it would like catch that sheet and then send them flying through the courtyard. And you would have to like lean to kind of steer the skateboard so you didn't crash into the wall. But it was a pretty sizable courtyard, so it was so cool. That was a day that I chose to skip class because that was like a once in a lifetime kind of experience, and I'm so glad that I did. I've never regretted skipping that class. So anyway, that's my fun story. It doesn't involve people bumping into each other, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless. Okay, let's follow up on that stolen art.
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
Thank you, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That can't be a coincidence.
Thank you for the follow.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Ruffles, like ROFL?
There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
That'd be great. Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But I'm curious, what's your interest in the paintings?
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
I don't have... He did a lot of good for Grandpa Joseph, but it's really icky that he chose to capitalize on a young artist that committed suicide. Like, oh, someone will really want these paintings. And that feels pretty yucky. That feels pretty yucky.
Do you recognize the call sign Cocky?
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it. It
Aha.
belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Perfect. Thanks.
Who is Jimmy
Tell
Cochran?
me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense, he's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
I'm gonna tell him the truth.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us. More than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy.
Oh, that's awful.
I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now.
All right, tell me about the church.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
Okay. Can I
Do
show
you
you this
recognize
photograph?
this, Charles?
Of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran. Taken shortly before we went to the war.
You guys look like you just won the lottery or something.
Indeed. We were mere children, with no concept of what we were getting into.
What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
Interesting. Fireflies?
Do you know what this is?
A flower? Why don't you consult a botanist instead of bothering me with this nonsense?
Sorry.
I don't need to show him that.
Okay.
Do you know what this key opens?
You must be truly desperate if you ask random people a question like
Hey
that.
man, gotta exhaust all my options, especially in games like this.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Aw. He has his own ways of being kinda nice.
Looks like Wade brought some of his old tombs with him. Just some boring landscape paintings. Just some boring lands.
I talked to Claude.
That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats per day.
How many cows he eats?
I'd rather not. He'd crush me like a twig.
Okay, I guess we're leaving. You know, I wonder if Cochrane. Okay. Oh, you know what? Joseph Rain. There it is. Joseph Irving Rain. Patient was brought in by law enforcement in a state of confusion. No apparent exterior trauma. Pupil dilation normal, unresponsive to other stimuli, possible stroke, referring to neurologist. Okay. Anyone else we would want to search? How about Myers? Nothing. Okay. I don't think there's anybody else we could search. Also, how long did she need to go take care of that guy? I'm actually concerned now that we hurt Goober. Lily Myers, Cochrane, Church of the Holy Trinity, Isaac. Okay, well, whatever. Let's just leave. What? Okay.
Hello,
That must
Father.
be Isaac.
Greetings, my child. I'm glad you decided to come here.
Yeah, that's the guy that was
but
in
just
the
so you
graveyard.
know, I'm not here to join your church or anything.
Hey, they've got the three
I would
circles.
never assume that.
Good. So, with that out of the way, I have some questions.
Anything you need. I'm Isaac Price.
Bryce. We're
Kathy-
gonna look that
Kathy
up in
Rain,
the
but
system.
I'm
when
guessing
we go
you
back
figured
there.
that out already.
I did. Rumors spread quickly around here. So how can I be of service?
Incident.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
It was the work of the devil, I'll say that much.
the devil.
Joseph
Okay.
was a kind man. He did not deserve such a fate. You heard my speech at the funeral, Kathy. I meant every word. He was a great man who did much good for this community.
Ambient music
you
in
know
this
him
place
personally?
is weird.
In a way, he and my father did charity work together. Joseph was around a lot when I was young. They collaborated on a few different projects for the homeless and for the troubled youth, among other things.
So, my grandfather was a member of the church?
I wouldn't say that, no. He was a friend of the church, but he wasn't a religious man. He believed only in philanthropy. That being
Okay.
said, Joseph was the person who convinced me to become a priest.
Really?
Oh yes, I was a teenager back then, full of rebellion, every fiber of my being wanting to distance myself from my father.
Probably for good
Joseph
reason.
made me realize my sinful pride and showed me how I should follow my heart, regardless of what others might think. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
Okay.
Does the name Lily Myers mean anything to you?
It does. I was a substitute teacher in her high school for some time before I was ordained.
Really? Did you know her personally?
We weren't close. I only knew her as much as a teacher would know any student.
Alright, so how did she seem toward the end?
For one, she started skipping school a lot, and when she did show up, she was absent-minded and moody. She always looked depressed and hunched down like she had a whole world on her shoulders.
Any idea of what caused this change?
Not a clue. All I know is that when she returned from that last summer break, she was a whole different person.
Where did she go for summer break?
Do you know who Jimmy Cochrane is?
I don't recognize that name, no.
You want to come here instead of meowing?
Do you know anything about an art theft at the Wade Estate in the 80s?
I have just a vague memory of reading about it in the paper.
You're okay. You're okay. Whiny butt.
Care to tell me the history of the church?
I'd be happy to. The story is a fascinating one. This church was founded by my father, William T. Price, in the 70s. Back then, he made his living as a traveling salesman and was driving through this area as he'd done so many times before. However, this day was different. My father held dark thoughts in his mind.
Dark thoughts.
He was angry, thinking of evil deeds, even considering swerving off the road into a rock and ending it all. Then suddenly, divine intervention. 3 bright lights appeared. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the sign of God. This epiphany was the moment my father had been waiting for. He sold all of his belongings and took me and my brother to live with him here in Conwell Springs.
No, but not
Soon
the mama.
thereafter, he built this church and started gathering
They didn't have a
followers.
mama.
They began to refer to him as Father Bill.
I take it that window up there resembles what he saw when he had this epiphany?
Indeed, the stained glass window depicts the Holy Trinity as witnessed by my father.
Do you know exactly when or where this event took place?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious. It's a captivating story.
Well,
all
it
this
was in the
hair.
spring of 1971, but my father never told anyone where.
Okay, so what happened then?
People flocked to Father Bill. He started teaching, writing scripture. The church flourished and continued to grow all the way up until his sudden death in 1983. That's when I stepped in to take leadership of the church.
I take it that the church started declining after the death of Father Bill?
Yes, naturally so. With such a magnetic personality, he was irreplaceable. But I assure you the church is still very much thriving.
Looks kinda empty to me.
It's not really our peak hours.
What's up with you handing out pamphlets at funerals then? Trying to reel people in at a weak moment?
I'm going to assume you meant no disrespect, child. I'm simply providing divine guidance when it's needed the most.
Do you recognize the men in this picture, Isaac?
Only your grandfather, and that's just because I was given a similar picture for the service the other day.
Do you know what this key opens?
I'm afraid not, my child.
I could, but I think I have more to gain from a subtle strategy. I'll keep it to myself for now, until I know more about this church.
So, okay.
Father, do you know anything about this flower?
No, my child. Nothing at all.
Well, I think that's really everything to talk about with him, so...
That's all I need for now, Father.
Bye.
May the Lord shine his light on you.
It's an altar. You know, the place where they put the sacrificed goats, kids, and other crap.
What? Okay.
Impressive window. There's no doubt about it. Those are the smoky lights.
Yeah.
Could lead to a sacristy or a closet of some kind. Could lead to...
Can we go over there? Is he gonna speak up and be like,
Locked.
Okay. How about this one?
Locked. A bunch of red Bibles stacked in neat rows.
Okay. If this guy wrote scripture, I mean, you don't really write scripture.
I really shouldn't. They might burn.
They might burn. Okay. I was just wondering if he was like, you know, stuffing some of his own notes, claiming them. It's like, oh, I've been writing scripture. Let's add them to the Bibles. Like, that would have been possibly some clues to read. There's the flower.
Well, this is it. This is where the picture was taken.
Wow, amazing that you found it,
I'm not
and it's
sure what I
also
expected to
exactly
find
the
here.
same as it was when that picture was probably taken
I
like
need to clear my
15
head.
years ago. That's pretty miraculous. Also, the flowery was over here before, but now it's over here. Oh,
What
hello.
the?
We've met before, haven't we?
Oh yeah, in a dream. Mr. Clean? That's so mean. Creepy bald dude with makeup. You look like you just escaped from a circus. Gosh, there's there's no way to be not rude. I guess I'll call him Mr.
I don't think so,
Clean.
Mr. Clean. Unless seeing your face on a bottle of detergent counts.
Always the joker, aren't you, Kathy?
Who are you? How do you know my name?
You told me, remember?
I feel strange. Am I dreaming?
It's the mending I will try to facilitate.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the anomaly, the missing refrain, the convergence point of things past and events yet to happen.
Dial down the metaphors a notch, would you, Mr. Kafka? I get enough of that shit in English class.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red. You're on the right path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
I'm sorry? Did we just get teleported?
Wait, what? How did I get here? Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
Can we... I want to go back to the clinic and see if I can still look up the database for Price. Will it let me? Okay, it will let me. I wondered if they were going to do some trippy thing where, like, when you try to leave, you just end up basically circling right back around and coming through the door. Like, wait a minute, I don't understand, you know? Yes, okay. Price. Show me Price. This is so terrible. No. Okay, dang. I thought I would give it a shot. Let's check on Grandma. Grandma? Are you okay?
Oh, hello, dear. Glad to see you again so soon.
Hi, Grandma. I just thought I'd drop by.
Sure, hon. Stay as long as you'd like.
Oh, she's watching the TV. I don't think she was watching the TV before.
Mind if we talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
Jimmy Cochran.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is? He was a friend of Grandpa's.
I believe he teaches at the flight school these days.
I don't think so, at least not anymore. I was told he was placed in a mental facility.
Really? He always struck me as a kind man. Maybe a bit nervous and on edge, but not crazy.
There's more. I found out that Jimmy asked Grandpa for help not long before Grandpa ended up in that wheelchair. Jimmy sounded really desperate. I'm sure what happened to Grandpa that night had something to do with his cry for help.
You should go find the man then. Surely he must know something.
That's the plan. I just wondered if there's anything else you think I should know about him.
Not really. We haven't stayed in touch since Joseph was injured. I know that he had a wife, Agatha, and a son, James. Agatha passed away from cancer years ago, but as far as I know, James still lives in the city with his family.
Okay, thanks, Grandma. I don't see a reason to ask her about that.
Okay.
I don't see a reason to ask her about that.
Okay. Come on. Anything else we can show her, maybe?
I already showed her that.
Okay, I thought so, but...
What do you see in this picture, Grandma?
I have no idea, but it's quite an eerie display. What is it?
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure that out. I found the picture hidden in the attic.
I'm Very sus.
Come to think of it, the trees do look similar to the ones in Conwell Woods.
Yeah, it was taken somewhere in that area. I found out that the flower in the picture matches a rare local species.
Aren't you clever? Do let me know if you come across anything else.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this flower, Grandma?
I can't say that I do. I remember seeing it growing in the woods, but I didn't think much of it at the time.
Okay. Did I show her this already?
Do you recognize this key, Grandma? I found it in the attic.
I'm afraid not, dear.
Okay. Well, bye, Grandma.
See you later, Grams.
Take care, dear.
Let's leave this room anyway. That person, entity, probably wanted us to go upstairs.
Nah, nothing else in there.
Okay.
Mr. Bear!
Mr. Bear!
Good idea. You just keep walking. Various books and
Okay.
Might be something you...
Okay.
I've already searched that.
Okay.
I've already...
Okay.
An old type...
Okay.
Just some old...
Okay.
Various... decades-old coffee. Yeah. It looks like someone was doing geometry.
Okay.
A worn office chair on wheels.
Okay.
Nah.
So it brought me back to the Rain residence, but there's nothing to do here? Very weird.
An old wheelchair. Not too dusty. Probably used recently.
Used recently? Oh, well, I guess recently enough.
I wonder why Grandpa ended up in that thing.
Can we sit in it?
It was a joke, you know.
Well, it's a... Okay.
Cute red horse. It's some old Swedish thing, I think. This paint looks fresh. Grandma...
Okay.
Some kind of winter forest scene. I've always wondered if it's supposed to be Conwell Woods or not. Dog fighting. Grandpa used to love that stuff. Nah, nothing like that in here.
Well, you mentioned the facility that he was staying at.
Nah, nothing.
Okay.
Nah, no.
Okay.
I got her.
Well, yeah, I already did that, I guess.
No result.
Okay, can I... IT Department Clyde, Hacker Dave, Wade Residence, McConnell? Like, it brought me back here.
McConnell Air Force Base, how can I help you?
Hi. I was just wondering...
Sure thing.
Do you know anything about a pilot named Jimmy Cochran? He was assigned to your base during World War II. Maybe even longer?
Hold on, let me check. Yes, Jimmy Cochran, fighter pilot born 1922, tour of duty in Japan from 41 to 42, honorably discharged for health reasons.
I don't think they would just give all of that information to a stranger.
Until he returned to the flight academy here in the capacity of a teacher. Mr. Cochran was the major proponent of opening up the academy to civilian students. He continued teaching at this base until a sudden resignation in 1983 for unspecified reasons.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, that's all.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Interesting. Well, let's go back to the woods? I don't know why it sent me here. Like, there was nothing to do. Really. It's not like we had a vision of Grandpa or anything.
Hello?
What's up with this weird music?
Creepy bald guy.
We don't know the hue yet.
Guess
of
no one's home.
The red or whatever he was talking about.
That wasn't here before. What's this?
Red man. Wait a minute. Didn't that kid,
A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
There's actually somebody else that I want to talk to now. Or again, I should say.
Looks like a specimen of the red scythe.
Should I take it?
It's endangered. I'm not gonna take it without a really good reason.
Okay. Let's go back to the cabin, the lakeside cabin, because I think I remember, Lily's brother was drawing and said was talking something about a red man. So, let's see. What? That's so fun. Okay. Weird.
Oh, it's you again. Come on in.
Where is he?
No Nathan today?
Nah, haven't seen Nate all day. Probably out in the woods.
I think he's in danger, ma'am.
Looks like Nathan knows the strange red man. I need to talk to him about this.
Yeah. We need to ask Mom first. I'm honestly concerned that that boy is in danger.
I had a few more questions, Sue.
Shoot.
Shoot.
I don't need to ask her about that.
Okay.
Did you know that somebody stole Lily's paintings from Wade?
Huh? No, I knew he got robbed a few years back, but I thought he still had them all.
I don't need to ask her about that.
Okay.
Do you know who the Red Man is?
Oh, that's just Nate's imaginary friend. The Red Man has been around ever since my boy was little.
I see. So there's no actual person in town he could be referring to?
No way! According to Nathan, the Red Man hasn't changed in 30 years.
Ooh, should we be risky bisky? Because she might get pretty mad about this. Can't save it. Okay,
The
we're gonna
Red
do
Man
it.
actually exists. I met him in the forest.
What? That's crazy talk. Stop kidding around. I am not in the mood.
Alright, we tried.
Sue, what do you see in this picture?
My God, that looks like one of Lily's paintings.
Wow, really? Can you describe it?
It was a nighttime scene, just like the photo, but the lights were floating above the lake. There was a pale hand reaching up from beneath the surface trying to touch them. The forest in the background was on fire, making the sky purple and red. There were probably other details too, but that's what I can remember.
Sounds captivating.
Ooh,
Wish I could
wow.
have seen it.
That does sound really cool, though.
Do you know
Alright.
anything about this flower?
Sure, smoked it a few times back in the day, before it was endangered and all.
Yeah? What was it like?
Similar to pot, but stronger and more unpredictable. Never touched this stuff after I got pregnant with Lily.
All right.
Okay. How about... Did we show her this one
I already showed her that.
Yeah, okay. Thought so.
Do you know what this key opens?
Well, that's a bit of a weird question, ain't it? But no.
Oh, okay. I think that's all, really.
I think I'm gonna
Thanks,
head off now.
bye!
Sure thing, little cat. Come back anytime.
Also, every case is different, but she hasn't seen her special needs son all day, and he's just been out in the woods, supposedly. You know, I'm concerned.
Conwell Lake, where Lily Myers met her demise.
Swim in the
gee.
lake. Catmobile. Do I have anything for the seagull? Let's poison the seagull.
That action doesn't seem productive to me.
Okay, fine. Yeah, no. Fine. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Arkham. I'm really concerned about that kid. I am. I hope he's okay. Surprised she seems so chill about her. Right. Like I said, every case is different, you know? But considering he's the kind of special needs where he's like, I think they said he's 30 or something, or like in his 30s, and his favorite pastime is drawing with crayons. I don't know that his mental capacity is good enough to have him unsupervised for extended periods of time. You know, like, what if he's at like 7 or 8 years old, and would you let a 7 or 8 year old child just be gone all day in the woods where weird stuff has happened in the past? I don't know. I'm just, you know, it's okay.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must. Bleh.
Do you know anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes, Mr. Wade phoned ahead about that. Lenny!
Yes, boss?
Get the report from the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86?
Right,
On it,
exactly.
boss.
I want to know more about the Red Man.
There you go, Kathy.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's look at it. The alarm in the Wade estate is triggered. House is empty. Neighbors contact law enforcement. Officers arrive at the scene. Golly, it took them almost an hour to get there. Several broken windows can be observed. A sweep of the estate and surrounding premises reveals no trace of perpetrators. And then 16 minutes later, a single witness identified as Franklin Goldfarb reports seeing multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime. Is that the actor? Okay. Charles Wade arrives in Conwell Springs to make an official statement. After examining the house, he reports that paintings with an excess value of $15,000 have been stolen. The art in question has not yet popped up in any circles, terminating investigation due to lack of leads. Okay. Do they mean PM? I'm so confused. No, wait, maybe not, because it's like the next day. Wait, but why would he arrive in the middle of the night to make an official statement? I don't know.
I gotta find this Goldfarb guy. Maybe he knows more about the burglary.
Can I use your phone?
Hey, do you mind if I use this phone here?
Sorry, that's not allowed.
Okay. What if it's an emergency? I need to call 911. Alright. Let's call Goldfarb.
No Goldfarb in here. Maybe he moved? I should ask around and see if anyone knows him.
Why would you make it simple? The red man?
Nothing like...
Okay. Well, let's start with Grandma, I guess, since we're here.
Oh, hello, dear.
Hey, Grams.
Mind if we talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not
at all. What's on your mind?
I don't see a reason.
Oh yeah, let's not ask her about that. Like, come on. I would be asking absolutely everybody. You know, have you ever, in all of your time living here, ever hear people talking about someone called the Red Man? Is there any old superstitions about a Red Man? You know, and she would probably be just like, no, and that's okay. But what if she says, oh yes, there was this one kid in class with me, and we'd all joke about the Red Man that lived in the woods, and oh, it was all pish-tosh, but gosh, that was a great campfire story. They'd be like, who, which kid? You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know.
Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
But she's just like, I don't need to ask her about that.
He used to be an upstanding citizen, you know. Now he's constantly drinking and keeps babbling on about that.
Yeah, it is the guy, Goober.
Acting career of his.
Sad thing. Do you know where I can find him?
He's homeless, dear. Lost his job a few years ago and never really got back.
Yeah, exactly. The guy we tased.
Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Thanks, Grandma. Looks like I'm gonna have to have a chat.
Yep, chat with Goober.
Well, gotta
bye.
The poor man that we tased. I honestly can't wait to see what we give him in an attempt to make up for tasing him. Like, literally tasing him. That's what I'm saying. Like, the nurse helped him out at the clinic, and I don't know how long it's been since okay, actually, I gotta ask. Is a taser and a stun gun, are those technically two different things and one is more intense? Because in my mind, it's the same thing. I mean, you're electrocuting somebody. But I don't know. Yeah, basically the same. That's what I thought. I think a stun gun, it doesn't have, like, projectiles that shoot out of it. At least the model that she's carrying around. Well, I know where he is. Was this puddle here before? I don't remember it. Can shoot. Oh, she back.
I need a word, Miss Mendez.
Miss Mendez.
Wait, how do you know my name?
It's written on that board behind you, genius.
You have the eyesight of a bald eagle or something?
What can I say? I'm a freak of nature. What happened to Goober, anyway?
Who?
The guy who had the seizure?
Oh, he ran off somewhere. Kept babbling about a religious near-death experience.
Okay,
alright, so we're gonna find him at the church. I actually was wondering, I was like, what if instead of going to the hospital, we just go to the church, since he's not sitting outside? Alright. Take me to church.
Hello, Isaac.
I want to ask him about the Red Man.
This may sound strange, but have you heard of or seen a strange man dressed in red?
Only our Lord and Savior Jesus. Surely his rags were drenched in blood as he lay upon the cross.
Stop it!
That's not
no.
I mean someone here in Conwell Springs.
Are you joking? I haven't seen a person like that.
Strange man dressed in red. Jesus. No. Bruv, no.
Do you know who Franklin Goldfarb is?
I am afraid not, my child.
That's all I need.
May the...
Bye.
Hello again, Goober.
You again? Are you stalking me, girl? You pop up everywhere I go.
Can I say it's a small town?
I'll try to tone down the charm, but I can't promise anything.
Huh. Yeah, you're quite the charmer.
I know. I just said that, man.
Listen, I feel kind of bad about the electrocution.
Oh, that's what it was. What a cherry on top of my stellar performance.
Yeah, it was pretty convincing.
So what brings you to the house of God? Come to repent?
I'm afraid that ship has long since sailed, buddy. I had a few things I wanted to ask you about, though.
Shoot, Missy!
I don't need to ask him about that.
Yeah, let's not ask him about anything that he might have information on.
I should probably confront
Best
him directly
detective
about
work
him being a
ever.
witness.
Okay.
I don't need to ask.
Yeah, let's not ask him about that either.
Your real name is Franklin Goldfarb, right?
Oh, nobody calls me that.
Regardless, I know for a fact that you were a witness to a burglary a few years back at the Wade Estate.
Yeah, what about it?
Why don't you tell me what you saw exactly?
I heard the alarm go off, glass breaking, then I saw 3 guys running away, carrying a bunch of stuff.
What did they look like?
It was dark, I don't know, they were definitely 3 big, bulky guys. They
what?
Oh, nothing, that's it. Didn't see anything else.
Bullshit, spit it out.
Well, one of those guys dropped his ring when running away. I sort of pawned it.
A ring? What kind of ring?
Platinum with an inscription. 2 letters, B something.
Helpful.
Man, I don't remember. My photographic memory stopped working in 1979.
Which pawn shop was that?
Pete's Pawning and Plumbing. It closed down a long time ago, though. Owner left town. There's a coffee shop back there now.
Too bad. Guess that's a dead end. Thanks anyway. Didn't I see 2 letters fitting that description recently? Not on a building. It was something small.
Huh? I need to think about that one. Yeah, it's tough when I took 2 weeks of a break from this game. That made it tough.
Do you know what this is?
Chinese fireworks. They used to.
Oh,
I missed
yeah,
the
yeah.
food.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Do you know what?
Chinese. They used to call me Dong
Dong
Pai.
Pai. Oh, I thought
missed
it was
the
a
food.
B.
Time to...
Never mind.
Do you know anything?
It's
That's
red.
right. It's red.
Enlightening. I already asked him about. Didn't I see 2 letters fitting that description not long ago?
Not on the building. It was something small. Girl, I don't know.
Do you know what this?
Your heart, mademoiselle?
Mademoiselle.
brother. Do you recognize these men?
That's your granddad, right?
Yeah. What about the other 2?
No idea. I think my face blindness is acting up again.
Okay. Did the inscription on the ring look anything like this?
Wow, actually exactly like that.
BH. BH. Why do I have a lighter with BH? Okay, I'm really confused by this.
Any idea what BH stands for?
Beehive? Bet high? Big head?
Okay.
I mean, hey, you
that's all.
asked,
See
right?
ya.
Hello, Isaac.
I'm all.
BH?
Do you know what BH means? It's inscribed on this lighter.
I'm sorry, but no.
Okay, I thought he was gonna
That's
make
all I
another
need for now.
May the
jumping
Lord shine his
leap
light on
related to religion. BH. That's what weirds me out more, is supposedly I have something owned. Let's see, BH. BH. I guess we'll go back here. Talk to Grandma again.
Oh, hello, dear.
Yeah, I thought we already had the lighter because she's a smoker. So she just like had the lighter. But I don't remember where we picked it up from, if we picked it up.
Mind if we talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
BH?
Do you recognize the acronym BH? It's on Dad's
lighter.
Yes, dear. It means the Black Hats. They're those ruffians on motorcycles whom your father is associated with.
Oh, his biker gang. That makes sense.
Well, there you go.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
I refuse to talk about those hoodlums. They turned your father into a horrible person. You should stay far away from them, Kathy. They're awful people, just awful.
Grandma, they are related to the investigation, and if we're gonna get justice for Grandpa, I need you to tell me what you can about the Black Hats. I have no intention of joining a biker gang. Come on.
Bye, Grandma.
So long.
Come on. Little bit of communication, because she sounds like she's pretty well informed on, you know, what they are. Whatever. Can we look them up in the phone book?
No result.
I didn't think so. So, she said Dad's lighter, so she's talking about her dad, Brian. Interesting. Maybe, I bet the sheriff's station would have some info on him.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
Why, you care to join? I'm sure they'd be real impressed by your big bike, but that's a man's club.
Let's just say I have a healthy curiosity.
I'd say your curiosity borders on mental illness. You have a death wish? Bikers don't mess around with little girls.
You gonna help me or not, Sheriff?
Not really. Go bother Lenny with it.
Thanks.
Do you know...
What the hell are you talking about?
Never mind.
Okay. See, why in this case did she not be like, ugh, I don't need to ask him that.
I don't need to ask.
Like that. I don't need to ask him that.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Nope.
Alright.
Do you know what this is?
Ah, it's just some kids playing pranks with flashlights.
Okay.
I'll hang on to it for now.
Okay.
Do you recognize this flower?
Matter of fact, I do. It's a local endangered plant with mild narcotic properties.
Yeah? Have you come across any users in the area?
Sure, but it's a bit tricky to do anything about it. Using it as a substance is technically illegal.
Ah, so the illegal part is picking it in the first place.
Yes, knowingly picking the flower is a crime, according to the Endangered Species Act of 1973.
Okay.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Did I
He's
show
new
him
in
this already?
town. I don't...
Okay.
I probably shouldn't. He might have... I don't want to...
Wait. Oh, right.
That's all for now.
Okay. Let's talk to Lenny. Can you tell me about the
Hey, Lenny.
Black Hats?
Hello, Kathy.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Not really, Kathy. Sorry.
Nah, I don't want to... Nah. Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
You're joking, right?
Oh, never mind.
I would probably phrase that question in like, are there any local superstitions in the area where people talk about a weird red man that's bald, or a man dressed in red that's bald? You know what I mean? Like, phrase it a little bit differently when you know it's probably some weird hallucination or whatever, or depending on the reactions that you start to get, I would probably phrase it like, you know, does anything about a man dressed in red who's bald, who's kind of creepy, sound familiar? Maybe it's a local superstition or an old wives' tale. You know what I mean? Like, there's ways to couch things that help people jog their memory as opposed to assuming that you're talking about something that is real and concrete. I don't know.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
They've caused us trouble from time to time, but they've been kind of quiet lately. We put a few of their captains in the slammer over the years, but we never managed to find enough dirt on their leader. Bo Brunson. Big Bo.
Do you know where I can find them?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just find a map.
Got it. Thanks.
Oh boy. We're
Well,
gonna
gotta
rock
go.
up to
See
gang
ya.
territory just by ourselves. That's gonna go over well. Yep, there it is. Let's go to church and ask Isaac and Goober about it.
Hello, Isaac.
I'm all ears.
I'm all ears, my child.
What do you know about the Black Hats?
Only that they aren't the menace everyone makes them out to be.
Oh?
Some of them have come to me in confidence, wanting to change. Some did in the end, some didn't. I believe
Okay.
that the greatest gift of all is being able to reveal the inner goodness we are all capable of. Your father was one of those men wanting to change. As I am bound by the seal of confession, I cannot divulge much, even to you. But
Okay.
I will say this. He was terribly torn and felt like the whole world was conspiring against him.
I'm
Okay.
sure he had great reasons for abandoning a 6-year-old. You're making excuses for a monster.
I am unable to say more, but I hope you will find it in your heart to forgive him one day.
I have a good memory. Don't get your hopes up.
I'll pray for you. Hate devours and controls us all. Only by turning away from it can we ever be free.
Okay.
That's all I need for now.
May the Lord shine.
Hi, Goober. Mind if we talk?
Shoot!
I don't need to ask him about that.
Okay.
Okay.
See ya!
I guess we're going to the Black Cats. Oh yeah, this is gonna go over well. Hi guys.
Sweet butt incoming.
Like hell I am. I'm nobody's property.
You sure? Doesn't she look like a sweet butt? Little slut. I think she does.
Step off, creep.
Or what? You tell your daddy on me?
You think I need my daddy to kick your pathetic ass?
Oh, I love it when they play hard to get.
Let go of me!
Yep. Okay. Immediately assaulted.
Oh!
What the hell's going on out here?
Nothing, Prez. Just having a bit of fun with this gash here.
I suggest you leash that dog of yours.
For fuck's sake, Prospect, not again. Get the hell out of here.
Sorry, boss. I'll go. Fuck. That hurt, you cunt.
Okay. You must be Big
He'll
Bo.
be disciplined for that.
Like,
He
what
better
do you
be.
care?
I take it your bow?
I am. And who are you?
It's a biker gang with a code
Kathy
of ethics.
Bullshit. She lives in the city with her deranged mother. Who are you, really? Did the Vandals send you?
No, they didn't. I am Kathy Rain.
Prove it, then.
Show him the lighter.
Well, I would, but I left my ID back home.
Show him the lighter, you dummy.
I think I've wasted enough time with you.
Show him
I
the
need to figure
lighter.
out some proof.
Show him the lighter. Come on, this is so obvious.
This proof enough for you?
I'll be damned. That's Brian's lighter, all right. Sorry about the paranoia. We've had some problems with the Vandals lately.
I get it. Can't be too careful.
So, that's your ride out there. Corley Motors, right? 78?
76.
You got the same taste as your old man. He always rode Corleys.
Maybe it was his
Probably
ride.
the only thing he and I have in common.
Did you set up those mods yourself? Looks custom made for your small frame.
Yeah, took some time to get the measurements right.
I imagine so. Girls like you don't often ride heavy bikes.
I'm not most girls.
I'm quirky.
Ain't that the truth? Most girls don't just waltz into places like this either.
I guess you'd know. Anyway, I had some questions for you in the club.
Go ahead then. Your old man was a good brother, so I'll indulge you for now.
Do you know anything about what happened to Joseph Rain in 1981?
No, we had our differences, me and him, but that's a horrible fate for a man. I'd rather be dead than a vegetable.
So I take it you and him didn't get along.
No, I could write a book about that man. On one page, I'd praise him. On the next, I'd want to smash his skull in.
Nice.
He could be a real self-righteous prick when he wanted to, that's for sure. But everyone knew he was the real law around here. Truman was a tool. I respected Joseph, and he respected me. But he hated how Brian looked up to me. Joseph always blamed the club for the path Brian chose in life, even though it was just due to him being a shitty father.
Huh? Elaborate?
You seriously thought Grandpa was a bad parent?
Everybody knew about it. People just tend to forget the bad qualities of men in wheelchairs. Joseph wasn't a saint. He saw everything in black and white. He was only kind to whomever he considered to be good by his narrow moral standards. The ones who
Okay.
wouldn't fit in that small mold didn't get any chances. None whatsoever.
Interesting.
Do you know anything about Lily Myers?
Nothing that anyone else around here couldn't tell you.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Grandpa was a hard ass. For real, for real, for real.
Tell me, how long have you been the president of this club?
15 years now, give or take. VP for 10 before that.
Good. Then you can tell me why you stole Lily Myers' paintings from Charles Wade in '86.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'd recommend you be careful with wild accusations like that.
He's such a tame and level-headed biker. Is there anything I can do for the club to earn your trust? Girl, don't even go down that route.
Oh, cut the bullcrap. I know it was you. I did some digging and found evidence pointing to the club.
Is that so? Better be a good girl and present it to the sheriff then.
I couldn't care less about ratting you out, Bo. I just need to know what you did with the art.
I have no intention of discussing your delusions as if they were facts, girl. Don't make me tell you again.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Do I look like a pious man to you? I've peed on churches.
Nice.
This may be a weird question, but have you ever met a bald man dressed in red?
I've made a few bald men red. That count?
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
Black Hats MC was founded in the 60s by my old man, my uncle, and 2 other local bikers. Conwell Springs is the mother chapter, and we have support clubs in 6 other locations across 3 states. There's a total of 16 members here, 12 patch, 4 prospects. I'm the acting president of this chapter as well as of the whole club. Have been for more than 15 years.
The law give you any trouble?
It used to be tough when your granddad was around. He and Truman ran a tight ship.
And now?
Now they try, but Boyks and the boy are a nuisance at best.
So, what do you do?
I don't need to show him. Hey, Bo, any idea of what this key opens?
You ask weird questions, you know that?
Do you know what this is?
Whoa.
What? Do you recognize that?
I saw one of those with my own eyes a few years ago.
Really? Where?
Middle of the woods, the road to the city. Those things came from nowhere and gave me this crazy headache right on the plate in my head. At the time, I thought it was just a nasty case of migraine.
You have a plate in your head?
Yeah, titanium from a shrapnel wound I got in there.
I see. Titanium isn't the least bit magnetic, is it?
How the hell should I know? I'm no scientist.
Do you remember where exactly on the road it happened?
No. Like I said, I dismissed it as a migraine. Didn't pay too much attention as to where I was.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this flower, Bo?
Do I look like a florist to you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Crack me up, girl.
I don't need to show him that.
Well...
Care to join me for a smoke, Bo?
Sorry, darling. I'm trying to quit.
Okay.
I already showed that.
Well, that's all dried up, I think.
All right, I'm gonna hit the road.
Right on. I have some business to take care of, but make yourself at home.
Thanks, Bo. See you around.
Hey, Brian's girl.
Yeah?
I overheard you. I'm Emmett.
Hey.
Okay.
The boss man isn't usually that grumpy. He's got a lot on his mind.
I didn't
but
think that was
I may
grumpy
know
at
of a way
all.
to loosen him up.
Come on.
I'm all ears, buddy.
Well, Bo and Brian are the double Bs, as we used to call them.
Double
Bs. They used to have this drink together. Brian came up with it. He called it a Bloodier Mary.
Sounds like my kind of drink.
Yeah, it's basically a Bloody Mary, but with pig blood instead of tomato juice.
Oh, I'm gonna
I
retch.
take that back. Gross.
I'm kidding. It's just a Bloody Mary, but with a special ingredient added to it.
The flour?
If you say that special ingredient is blood, I will literally punch you.
Stop it. No.
No. Brian refused to tell anyone what it was. He only made it for special occasions. It's
was the
probably
flour.
something uncommon, like a rare herb or some kind of expensive spice.
So let me guess. If I can produce this drink for Bo, you think he would help me out?
It'll make him remember Brian, which should go a long way. He hasn't had that drink since your old man disappeared. Brian was like a son to him. The boss would have died for him back in the day. If you could recall the good times with your father, he might change his mind.
I guess it could be worth a try. But wait, why are you helping me?
You're Brian's kid. That means you're family. We take care of family.
Well, how was that drink
Okay.
compared with a regular Bloody Mary?
Tasted a bit more like pepper. It had a punch to it. It usually gave some pretty nasty hangovers. Oh, if you had a lot of them, you'd hallucinate some crazy shit. Pretty wild.
Trippy. Thanks.
You're welcome, darling.
Yeah, the flour. Definitely the flour.
Impressive bar. These guys like to drink. Impressive.
It's in the pictures.
Various pictures and mugshots of the club members. Some of them look pretty old. This club must have been around for a while. He's the bartender here.
Talk to him.
Hey, bartender. Do you happen to know how to make a Bloodier Mary?
You mean a Bloody Mary?
No, this is something different.
Afraid not. I can make your regular Bloody Mary, though, if you want.
Maybe later. I need to figure something out.
Well, I
All
know
right, then.
exactly what it is.
A member of this motorcycle club.
I should probably leave them alone.
I'd rather
Oh,
just
no.
talk to their leader.
Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Thank God. Oh, not that.
Hey, Emmett. Do you think this could be the secret ingredient?
Yeah, definitely sounds like it from what I was told.
All right. I'll give it a shot then. I don't need to show that to him.
Yeah, forget it. Who needs to...
Hey, Emmett.
Yeah?
Remind...
Jason.
Oh, okay, we can't ask him any of the other stuff. Alright, well, before we go commit a crime, another crime, I should say, we've committed a lot of crimes so far, I'm going to take a quick break. So I'm pretty sure I know where we have to go. I just need to send a quick message. There we go. Sorry about that. Nature Reserve. We're gonna pick a flower. We're gonna pick a flower. It is endangered, but I don't really care.
Sorry, endangered flower, but
I really need to make a drink. The squirrel bore witness. I hope that kid is okay. I'm gonna be upset if they turn up not okay. Oh, hey, Isbo.
"100% country music. Be still, my heart." Whew, out of order. My ears are safe.
Oh, I thought the music playing was, but it's not.
I'd like a Bloody Mary.
Coming right up.
Oh, and add this, will you? Just something I like for flavor. Put it in a blender.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, I think most places
One Bloody
will
Mary.
not
Enjoy.
do that for you because they're like, no, I
Thanks,
don't know what you're bringing in here. I'm not
The
gonna.
club will cover that, Jose.
Sure thing, VP.
Thanks again, Emmett.
You got it.
Drink it.
Hey, Bo. I've got something for you.
Hey,
I
he
recognize that
thing.
smell. You found your dad's recipe.
Something like that.
Man, is this a trip down memory lane? I keep expecting Brian to walk in here any second. You know, all this nostalgia is making me remember how much I really owe your old man.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, so here's the deal. In '86, Carl, my VP at the time, came to me and said he had a job lined up for the club. Some guy had offered him good dough for stealing a bunch of paintings from a mansion. He needed 2 brothers for the job. I was busy with other things at the time, so I gave my permission as long as the club got the usual cut. He returned a week later with a nice wad of cash. I didn't realize it was Wade he had knocked off until I read the paper. If I had known that, I'd advised against him. Wade is a powerful man with friends in city council. There's no reason to piss him off.
Got it. So, what do you know about the guy who hired you for the job?
Not much. Carl said it was some bearded preacher.
Whoa, Isaac from the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Could be. I don't know who that is. It was a priest. I know that much.
Thanks, Bo.
Probably
I'm
not
gonna follow
Isaac,
up on
but
this right
Isaac's
away.
father.
That's it? You're not gonna ask me about what happened to your old man? Not even curious?
I couldn't give 2 shits about that asshole.
Bullshit. Don't expect anyone to believe you're that angry with someone you don't give 2 shits about.
Either he's dead or he abandoned me. Do any of those options look appealing to you?
They don't, but you should know that no one from the club had anything to do with it. I meant it when I said Brian was a good brother. He had no enemies here. Not then, and not now.
Comforting to hear, Mr. President.
Shut up and listen, girl. I'm trying to tell you something. Brian used to talk about heading to Mexico, about riding off into the sunset and getting away from all his newfound responsibilities.
Okay.
And I think part of him was serious. You deserve to know that there's a chance he's still out there somewhere.
Sure. Let's hope that bastard is living it up somewhere.
Okay.
Just take care of yourself, you hear?
You too. That day went by fast. I think I'm gonna ask if I can stay the night at Grandma's.
Wow, 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 wow. Oh wait, my notebook is in here. Anything new in the notebook? No. Okay.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hey, Grandma, it got kind of late. Would it be okay if I stay the night?
Of course, dear. Have a seat. I'll make you something to eat.
Oh, you're the best. I'm starving.
Finish day 3. Oh, we're dreaming again. We be dreaming.
Do you see? You are both unwanted, both discarded.
That little boy is in trouble.
Good. Lick the flames, buddy boy. Lick the flames and feel the hatred burn.
He's standing outside the window. Okay.
Lily's painting, burning, and the kid from the cemetery.
Oh.
It's gotta mean something.
That's right, I forgot there was a little boy that appeared at the cemetery.